with you is not the problem. To some people, what you call problem is what they call opportunity. The thing you call challenge is what they call open door. Thank God for a new day, new week. Last week we didn't finish what we started. We've been treating problem solving, and today we will be handling part 3, problem solving. We'll be considering practical steps to providing solution. You must know that the world has moved from job economy to skill economy. People make more money now through skills than they make money through jobs. The world has moved away from job economy to skill economy. And that's why we are taking these classes, because the world is filled with problems. And in today's economy, what it takes to solve problems are skills. The moment you develop the skills with which you can solve problems, you begin to earn money. I've come to discover that there are 4 basic ways through which you make money. One is to work. Another one is to have the ability to sell something, to be able to close deals. Another way is for you to develop system or a business structure. And lastly is for you to be a lender. And if you check, all of these things I mentioned, they are solving one problem or the other. If you have a job, you are trading your time for money, which means you are solving somebody's problem. Somebody that doesn't have enough time, you are helping the person with your time in order to get his task done. And as you do that, you are compensated. And at that level, the amount of money you make as somebody that is employed will be determined by the amount of time, amount of hour that you put into that work, or the level of skill that you have. The more time you work, the more you will earn. Or you have to increase your skill such that the amount of money you will make in a short time will be large. So we are still talking about problem solving. So if we talk about selling, using selling to make money, you are either helping somebody to close deals. You may not have any dime with you, but because you have developed the skill of closing deals, and an individual has so much commodity, so much goods, so much service to provide, but doesn't know how to take that service to the people that need it. But because you have developed the skill to sell, the skill to close deals, you make money. By so doing, you are also solving somebody's problem. You are helping the person to make his service to get to the final consumer. And the amount of money you make through this kind of problem you solve is not dependent on the time you put in. It depends on 2 things. One, the volume of deals you close, or the size of the deal you make. That is the price of what you are selling. If you close a deal that is worth $1 billion and the percentage is 1%, you discover that the share you get will be so much. So people make money through any of this, and these are processes of solving problems. Another way that I mentioned was for you to be able to develop a structure, a team. When you develop a team, you've been able to mentor people, train people that can provide solution in a particular sector, in a particular area. Even when you are not there, that team will be delivering. They'll be delivering value. They'll be delivering value, and you'll be making returns on them. So you can understand with me that the world has moved away from job economy to skill economy. And then the fourth way you make money is by loaning, like the banks, venture capitalists, angel investors, and the likes. Discover that a lot of people want to start up business, but they don't really have access to fund. You can make available funds, and you take interest on those funds. You see, all of these things I mentioned, they are solving problems. You will agree with me that the world has moved away from job economy to skill economy. So there is no need for somebody to say that there is no job. We've moved away from that economy. You don't need to have a job in order to begin to make money. If you can develop a skill, you can begin to make money. And last week, we identified that problem solving can be summarized in just 4 letters. That is spelled IDEA. Identify the problem, develop potential solution, execute the best solution, and lastly, assess the steps that solved the problem. Identify the problem. We explained that you must admit that there is problem. Let's get this very well. When we are treating problem solving, we are not just talking about you solving your personal problem. We are talking about you solving the problem of other people. There is need for you to identify problem. Look around you. In this country where we find ourselves, there are lots of problems, right or wrong? Right. There are lots of problems. The moment you develop a skill and then identify a particular one, develop a skill to solve that problem. Because people want to be free from their trouble. They pay for it. They pay for it. In fact, you don't need to like a doctor before you go for service. It's because they are serving a need. You don't need to like a lawyer before you consult them, because they solve legal issues. So just identify one problem. What is it that is all over the places that is very difficult for people? Is it food problem? Is it transportation problem? Is it accommodation problem? You need to admit that there is problem. Understand and carefully define the problem. Identify the problem. Within this vicinity where we live, have you been able to spot something that is a problem to the people living around there? There are areas that water is their problem. There are areas that transportation is their problem. There are places that people can't really find a good accommodation to stay for short lets. Identify something. Identify the problem. Clearly define it. Understand the problem. And the reason why you should do this analysis is for you to get to the root of the problem. Because the things we normally see on the surface are not really problems, but the symptoms. So we keep analyzing those symptoms until we get to the root. Next is develop possible solution. As you analyze each of the problem, trying to know the possible cause of that problem, you think about the possible way to solve that problem. Think of possible way to solve that problem. And then as you think of the possible way to solve that problem, you make a comprehensive list of the potential solutions. Analyze and evaluate each of those solutions. Analyze and evaluate each of those solutions. I remember mentioning SWOT analysis. We use SWOT analysis. Check the strengths, the weakness, opportunity, and the threats in each of those solutions. For instance, I mentioned the issue of COVID. We know that hand sanitizer can take care of COVID, the virus. But you can't drink hand sanitizer in the name of treating yourself, because it will disrupt the entire system. And since the repercussion of taking that particular substance into your system will be worse than what you are trying to solve, that will not be an option. So you do proper analysis to find the best solution. The moment you find the best solution, you pick the best solution set and how it should be applied. If somebody is diagnosed of malaria, definitely that individual will be given prescription by the doctor on how to take the medicine. You'll be told how to take it in the morning, in the evening, and in the day. And the number of days you must take it. That is what I mean. You pick the best solution and how it should be applied. How it should be applied. There must be a how that it should be applied. And then apply as prescribed. The moment this is done, you've been able to set up a system that can solve that particular problem anywhere. Anywhere. The essence of documenting this process so that you don't go back to reinvent the wheel. You just bring them out and apply them. And the moment this is done, definitely you have started a business for yourself. Assess the solution. Review it. Review the process from bottom to top. Review the process. Check how effective that solution is. Check how effective the solution is. By so doing, you will now know whether you should go on with the prescribed solution that you have picked, or you should go back to stage one again to do a review of the process. You can see that diagram that I drew there. Identify and define the problem. Do proper analysis of the problem. Develop potential solution. Execute the solution. Then do assessment. And if it is not as you expected, you go back. The cycle goes on until you are able to come out with a perfect system that can be traded for money. Now, I took time to do a simple analysis. Supposing in your business, you are having a profit issue. You discover that you are doing business, but you are not making profits. You ask yourself, what should be responsible? Why does it look as though that I am not making profit in my business? I'm just doing a hypothesis. Now, it could be that you are having revenue issue. Revenue issue. That is, you are not mopping up enough cash. Enough money is not coming in. That could be possible problem. Revenue issue. You are not getting patronage. You are not really selling. You want to know, why is it that I'm not making profits? We're just taking a case study. Why am I not making profits? Is it that I am not selling? Or is it that the cost of production or the cost of purchasing what I am selling is higher than what I am selling? We are doing hypothesis. So why you are not making profit could be because you are not making enough sales, or because of the cost of the material that you are selling. Either the cost you are trying to sell to people, or the cost that the thing is in your hand. That is the value of the commodity in your hand. The cost price in your hand. If it is higher than what you are selling, if it is higher, why am I not making profits? Is it revenue issue or is it cost issue? We are trying to solve a problem. Now, if it is cost issue, are they variable costs or semi-variable costs? You should be able. I remember mentioning fishbone diagram. You see that this diagram looks like a fish. From the head, we are going to the tail. So, we want to really know, why am I not making profits? So, you do this analysis. Is it variable issue or semi-variable issue? If it is not cost issue, if it is revenue issue, is it price issue, like I mentioned? Or Is it volume issue? Is it the price at which I am selling? And that price issue can still be diagnosed further. This is just an example. It's not an holistic work. So you can take it as a template to analyze. Why is it that people are not making profit? You understudy a particular business. Why are they not really making profit on that business? Why are they not really making profit on that business? At some point, most of the people that were doing poultry, many of them had losses. Many had losses. Many of people doing poultry had losses. And when you do hypothesis on that, you'll be able to spot why. And one of the major reasons was the cost of feeding, because feeds rose. And then the people did not really anticipate the high rise of those costs. And then some other people that still were able to make profit were those that could produce their feed. But the people that did not understand the cause of their problem continued crying, binding and losing Satan, not knowing that their problem was just common sense. So, is it price issue or is it volume issue? When we say volume issue, do you need to enter new markets? That is, volume means the quantity of materials you are selling. Is it that you need to enter new markets? Do you need to try out some other space? Or do you need to launch new products? A particular people I do business with, from time to time, they want to bring in a new design so that they will use the new design to push out the old ones. But somebody that is new in the business will just stay with that design, praying and believing that people will come to buy it. So they want to know, do I need to launch a new product so that that new product can add a little tweak to what you already have that can entice people to patronize your sales? Also, do you need to increase sales effort at key customer? Do you need to increase sales efforts? Now, if you're a big business person and it looks as though that sales have dropped, you discover that while you are not making profits as the big boss, you check your financial statement, you discover that the profits are not like before. As you do this analysis, if you come to the point that it is volume, you ask, do I need to increase sales efforts at your key customers? You should know those that are your key customers. Like me now, I know my key customers. I know people that are loyal. I know people that are supportive. Do you need to increase sales efforts? How do I mean? What can I do to motivate these people that are key to driving my goods or service so that they can do more? Do I need to give them some incentives? If their share was on percentage, do I need to increase the percentage? What do I need to do in order to motivate them to do more? And then, do you need to expand distribution channels? Do you need to add more people to your distribution line? Maybe 10 people that you have signed agreement with to distribute your products, they decided in one way or the other to control your business. You need to find out. They might have held meeting not to push your commodity so that you will come back to the drawing table to renegotiate with them. If you are able to discover that, you may now also bring your own strategy to expand your distribution channel, to let them know that you have more people that are interested to distribute your products. Because if you don't really know what the problem is, you will not be able to solve that problem. So that is what we need in terms of problem solving. Remember, the essence of this our conversation is for us to begin to look around, look outside the picture, look outside the box, think outside the box on how to become financially independent. It is by solving problem. I remember telling us that we live in the best time ever. Problems are everywhere. And the moment you begin to solve problems, you will begin to make money. If you would pay attention, maybe go back to the lessons we've done, 3 lessons we've done, put them together, find just one problem, develop skill to solving that problem. You'll be shocked the number of people that will be calling on you. You know, a lot of people say that they don't have job, they don't have money. What can I do to get money? Just look around you. By solving the problem of your neighbor, definitely the person will be willing to part money to you. Money gravitates towards value, and problem solving is value addition. If I can solve your problem very well, beyond the way any other person can solve it, you will hardly want to lose me. So become a person of value. Think of the problem you will solve. There are lots. There are some people within us here now that might be having the problem of keeping their homes clean because they are very much occupied. You need to discover who amongst you that has so much busy schedule. How can I help that individual? How can I solve the person's problem? You go and develop skills on how to clean. Like my house. Somebody helps me to clean my house. It's solving problem for me, and I'm paying the person for it. And the value of money you give to the person depends on the level of service the person gives. The same way, education is a problem. If you can solve the problem of education, people will pay you some money. I want to say thank you.